Hi, my name is Sneha and I just bought my house with Zown. I'm an immigrant. I moved to Canada like 3 years ago and I'd been living with my family for a while. Once I started getting more settled here, started finding a job, I knew that I wanted to move out and get my own space. And just by doing general research and looking at the market and everything, I just realized that renting and owning, I'll pay the same amount of rent as I'll pay my mortgage. So I just thought that maybe it'll be better to invest in something rather than just giving away my rent to some other person. So that's how I decided to buy my house. And when I was living with my family, I live with my cousin there. So him and I both decided to get a house together and put an investment in, and that's how we started looking for a house and then found this one. So I started saving as soon as I got a job here in Canada. So that would be about 2 years back. I was saving without a purpose. I was just saving to save some money. But then a few months into my job, when I actually started thinking of moving out, like I mentioned, then I started actively saving for down payment. So I'd say I saved for a good 1.5 years to make it happen. The biggest challenge would be us getting that down payment money in, because we went to several banks and we were very intimidated because whatever we went with and whatever even our parents were helping us with somehow seemed to be not enough. There were big words like closing costs and lawyer costs and all of that, which was pretty intimidating. So I think to navigate through that journey and actually realize how much we need to make it happen was the most challenging part, because it can get overwhelming and pretty disheartening. So I think once we overcame that, I think that was a smooth journey from there on. I think apart from just going to the banks for the lenders, apart from that, all of my research was my own, using the internet a lot. So just downloading these real estate apps and looking at the house prices and where it would be better to buy. I was looking at a few places in the GTA. I was looking to buy in Burlington, Oakville, and Hamilton. To be honest, Hamilton was not really my first choice. It was Burlington, but then I realized that it's really expensive out there. So I just came more towards Hamilton. And then I realized that within my pricing and within my budget, Hamilton was a more achievable area to buy a house in. That's why we stuck to Hamilton and started looking actively in Hamilton. But all other my research was talking to people and just getting to know about the market in general from people who are house owners and who have bought their houses recently, and obviously the internet. But after getting rejected from so many banks, I was just trying to look for solutions, and then I started researching on how if anyone is providing assistance for down payment or something like that. I think I saw Zown's Instagram ad, if I'm not wrong, or some ad, and then I just happened to look at it, and then I got in touch with someone at Zown, and they took me through the process. But it was mostly when I started researching for these grants, or if someone who can help us with this down payment thing, that's when I got to know about Zown. Zown just popped up. Before speaking to your team, I kind of did my own research, you mentioned Reddit and everything. But when I told my cousin also, I think these guys are helping with the down payment and helping us even buying the house and setting everything up. We both of us were kind of skeptical, and then we did our own research. To be honest, we didn't find anything bad when we were doing our research or Reddit. Everybody said that it's quite legit. That's why when I started to get in touch with you guys, and then I was assigned a case managers of sorts, and I was talking to her constantly, and she definitely gave me the reassurance that everything's gonna be as expected, and it did go as expected, and it was pretty successful. So I did my own research, and after talking to you guys, I was pretty sure that it's going to be okay. Special features would be obviously, apart from the down payment assistant, it was just clarity of information. There was no hidden cost of anything else, where everything was laid down pretty clearly and in front of us. The case manager I was assigned to she was very helpful, and she was answering all my questions, because I had let her know that it's my first time buying a house in Canada, so I have many doubts. And she was very patient with me, and she took me through everything. Even when we were going to look at houses, the real estate agents assigned to us were also pretty good. They showed us pretty nice houses. They listened to what we are looking for and our needs, and then they sent us those houses to look at. So everything was pretty streamlined, and we had like created a WhatsApp group or something between the three of us, and all our questions were answered there. And she was like always available in case we had any doubts. And even when it was time to like buying the house and getting our closing and everything, it was pretty seamless, and there was no like any hidden agenda or hidden cost or anything that surprised us in a bad way. We were looking at houses and something or the other was not sitting right with the both of us. Sometimes it was the area, because I do work in downtown Toronto, so travel from, and I don't have a car, so travel for me would have been like really tough in some areas, and some other areas we just didn't like the house, or like it was just not up to the mark. And we were just not looking to buy a condo at this point in time. We really wanted like a house. And when we finally ended up finding this house that we're in right now, it was pretty exciting for us, because it had everything we were looking for, the number of rooms, the size, and even like we wanted like a small backyard because we have a dog. There were a few considerations, and we had almost lost hope because nothing was, that thing we were liking was not under our budget. But finally we landed on this house, and then as soon as we agreed on like that we liked this house, we locked it in. So I think it was a pretty tedious journey, but like once we got the house, the feeling was pretty amazing and we were very excited. It has changed my life. It's expensive. There's so many things in the house that needs to be taken care of, which I didn't care for the last 32 years of my life. But like now that you're a homeowner, you have to be like, you have to keep fixing things, and you have to be careful about your house. You have to take care of the house and everything. It's on you. You don't rent the house, so it's not really on the owner of the house. It's everything is on you. All the repairs, all the caretaking, renovation and everything. But at the same time, it's a different kind of liberating that now I have a house to my name, and I have an actual investment in Canada. And being an immigrant and just moving here 3 years back, I think that's like a big achievement for me. So there are pros and cons to everything, but it just feels very liberating and a different kind of pride to own a house here. Even like I thought that I never imagined that I'll own a house, that too like so soon. I thought it'll take me like easily than like a decade to buy a house here, given like what I've heard from people, like it's so expensive, real estate market is like it's completely unaffordable. But I think like with the right guidance and with right research, I think it's not that impossible. And like people like you, like Zown, who offer so much assistance, I don't think the dream is so far. Maybe it might still take time for some people. I was lucky because I was living with my family, so I could save up a lot of money that I could do this so soon. But even for those who come here and are trying to save up for the new house, I don't think that's an unachievable dream anymore. So the kind of houses we're looking for and the kind of down payment we needed, to be honest, was like not enough for the things we had saved. So I think where Zown was very helpful for us was in just like covering up enough where we were lacking. So we were prepared to give the down payment part like just for the house. But what we were not prepared for was the lawyer cost, the closing cost and everything else. So I think that's where we lacked. And if you think of it, it's like not a big amount in the long run, or like if you just look at it, but like it did make a lot of difference on those couple of $1,000 that Zown gave us. So I think that is when Zown really came in handy, when you were really trying to like make ends meet to like collect that money for our closing cost and not to fall short of money. So I think Zown was really helpful when it came to that. Well, a lot of people have asked me already, like when I told my colleagues and friends and family, and like they were also worried about, okay, will they just give us money and then just not do anything about it and like not help us further? So I actually told them that it's just not about the money. They actually help you like look for houses and like connect you with real estate agents who then take you around and make you look at houses, answer all your questions. They even set up a lawyer for you. They were also very like confused about like where do we get the best, a real estate lawyer. That's so tough to find. I basically tell them is if you guys go to Zown, I think everything will be taken care of from A to Z, and all you have to do is like worry about keeping in touch and communication with them, and they'll get the things done for you. If someone else comes and asks me in the future, I'd definitely recommend Zown. If buying a house is your long-term goal, I think saving should be the first step. And after you've saved up enough money, then you can get in touch with someone like Zown, and then they will just help you take a stepping stone towards that journey and help you get your first dream home.